All right, take 3 of intro. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Hello, this is Daryl Jimerson Jr., and this is the making of Rhythm and Thought Part 3, plus my experience using the Nikon Z 105mm macro. Let's get to it.
Give me peace through the storm. Give me love when I'm alone. Give me dreams when I'm bound. Give me life when I'm down. Give me ammo for the war, but the wisdom to be more. It can't be too late. No, it can't be. No, it can't be. It can't be too late. So what do you say?
So let's jump straight into it. So first I'll go over some pictures from part 3, and then I'll actually go over some footage of me capturing a few insects and a few plants with the Nikon Z 105. The reason why I purchased the lens was really for regular use, and the macro aspect of it is just an extra added bonus. And so I figured I'd try to capture some art utilizing the lens. And yeah, so check out some of these photos from part 3. Okay, so this is one of the scenes that was taken with the Nikon Z 105mm macro lens for part 3. And I'm not sure how far zoomed in I am. I'm just using a Microsoft picture editor. But you can see the detail that the lens was able to capture, which I'm pretty happy with. Even the Simply Donuts box that Michelangelo is holding is pretty detailed. Okay, so here's another picture that was taken on the edge of the frame using the lens. And I just wanted to show how I was able to capture this. I did have to shoot this manually because the sensor could not focus on the edge of the frame, but that's okay. I just used an external monitor, used focus assist on the monitor to get the shot, and just dialed into focus. Okay, so here's another picture that was taken on the edge of the frame. I think my area of focus was actually on the Simply Donuts box. I think I would have liked to get the eyes a little bit more in focus, but that's user error. That's not any fault of the camera or the lens. But because it's stop motion animation, I knew with the constant movement, you wouldn't be able to see a noticeable difference. And so I felt like the pictures were sharp enough to still be used. So yeah. All right, so here's another picture taken with an Nikon Z 105. And if I hadn't done so already, I'll put my camera settings somewhere up on the screen or in the description if I don't put it on the screen. But what I do like about the scene are just the colors. There's an LED panel I'm using as a hair light to get that blue hue from the back. And then there's an LED panel in the front to get the red hue. And so yeah. So Shredder, the antagonist in the story. One of the reasons why I used the red light as well was to accent the front of his suit and his eyes, that fluorescent material you're seeing, that glow-in-the-dark material. What I actually had to use was a black light for each scene that I shot for him. And some of the scenes aren't as lit as I would like them to be, but for the most part, I captured the essence of what I was trying to do. So basically what you're seeing is stop motion animation, or what I mistakenly call claymation, but technically it's not because there's no clay. But the idea was to take action figures and shoot them in a macro setting and just have some fun with them. So still have to put some music to the whole part, and hopefully after that I can share it and just go from there. So stay tuned for that. So let's talk about macro photography. Macro photography is definitely not something that you're just gonna jump right into and be good at. Definitely takes time to get used to. Definitely need a tripod to steady your shot. The wind can definitely be a factor. If the wind is too high, it can definitely change the composition. In my case, the video footage I was trying to get. What helped me out was actually shooting at 120 frames per second in 1080p on my Z6. And that definitely helped to slow the motion down for fast-moving insects like bees or ants. And yeah, man, I also actually used the DX mode on the camera to crop in. And so my 105 millimeter effectively became about a 157. And so that definitely helped me to get images I would otherwise have to crop and post. And so definitely an amazing lens to use. My first time trying macro photography. So check out some of this footage. Some of it is handheld, some of it is on a tripod. Excuse some of the shakiness. I tried to cut as much of that out as I possibly could. And so, yeah, man, check this out. So that was my experience using the Nikon Z 105mm macro lens. Definitely a great lens to use. I would definitely recommend it to anybody looking for that focal length or even getting into macro photography. And so definitely stay tuned for that stop motion animation that I teased. Like I said, I just have to finish the music for it, and I can't wait to share it. So until then, Peace and love.